Welcome. In today's video I'm just going to go over how you configure the Freedom Client software with an Amiga IP camera to enable playback from the camera's internal SD card, which is optional on some Amiga cameras. Now there are three main steps involved in enabling SD recording. Firstly, we have to add the IP camera to the Freedom Client. Then we have to enable the SD card feature from within Freedom Client. And then we have to configure the camera itself for SD recording. Okay, I've currently got Freedom open, and I'll click on the setup icon, which may be a cog on yours, but on here it's the tools icon. And this is setup. Now we'll click on the device setup, and I'm going to add the camera by clicking on the plus sign here. Now, I'm assuming the camera's default IP address is 192.168.1.108. You may need to change that if you haven't already to something different, but I'm going to assume it's that. And I've got an address in my computer that is within that range, so it will allow me to connect to that IP camera. Okay, we have the Add New Device window up now. I'm going to give my camera a name. It's any name you like, you can put there. Device type is going to be an Amiga IP camera in my case. And I'll put the IP address. This is its local IP address. And I'm going to leave the rest as default. Username and password admin. And then I'm going to click apply, and hopefully if I have all my settings correct, that should be correct. Now if everything is correct, the device should appear over here on the left hand side in the device list or device tree. And that was correct. It now appears in the list over here, which is good. Now if for whatever reason you get an error, you need to check that the camera is accessible on the computer that you're trying to add it to. You can ping the camera, you can try to open it in the web browser. So again, you must be in the range of the camera to be able to see the camera. You can use the config tool, which is available for download. The config tool is a sniffer program used to sniff out Amiga IP cameras, so that can also be used to change the IP address if you need it to be something different. Now to get to the camera's encoding settings and a few other settings, you can click on the device mode, which is clicking on this name or this icon here. So I'll do that now. Okay, we're now in the encoding settings of the cameras. I have clicked on the top node, and then I've clicked on the node under that, which gives you the encoding settings. Now what I like to do also is make the name of the camera the same as the top node for IP cameras. Just to keep it consistent, I'll click apply, and it has changed. Okay, we see our encoding streams down here. We currently, by default, it shows the main stream or regular stream, but don't forget we have motion streams as well and alarm streams, so don't forget to change them when you're changing your encoding settings. Now, the SD card feature is over here. This is what you need to tick if you are using the SD card of this particular camera, which I am. And I have inserted the SD card in the camera, of course. So I shall tick that and then click apply. Okay. Now Freedom is aware that that camera actually has an SD card in it. Okay, now I want to navigate to the IP camera's web page. To do this, you simply right click over the top node this part here, you right click on it and you select remote config, and that should open up the web page of the camera. Now if you haven't already done so, you need to configure Internet Explorer to allow the installation to go ahead and not be blocked. You do this by clicking on the cog symbol up here and firstly adding it to the compatibility view settings. So the IP address of the camera should be up here. You put it up here and then click add and then close. Then you need to click on the cog symbol up here again, and this time go into Internet Options, Security, and Custom Level. We want to scroll down to where the ActiveX components start. Don't select any that I'm not selecting here. Now the ones we need to make sure of. Download signed ActiveX controls should be prompt. Download unsigned ActiveX should also be prompt. And that should be it. You can click OK. And OK again. Now we'll refresh the browser by clicking on the F5 key. And we'll put the default username and password, which is admin. And you should get this screen here, which says click here to download and install the plugin, which is correct. So we'll click here. And it's asking me down here, do I want to run the plugin? Yes, I do. And click on install. And after about 5 or 10 seconds, you should see a picture. Okay, now we want to navigate to the setup page of the IP cameras web page, which is just up here. Click setup. Okay, then we're going to navigate to the storage tab on the left here. Open that up and we'll configure our schedule first. And I'll click on this first one up here. Okay, in this case I want it all. I want a continuous. I'm going to save that. So you should see all green bars here. Then click save again. Always make sure you get this here, save successful. And then the destination. I've clicked on the destination over here. Then I need to click on the local tab. Now this one's currently recording, but the first time you get it you have to format the unit. Now I will format the unit now. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. This will also reboot the camera, so you have to wait about 1.5 minutes for the camera to come back up. And you can see 0 of 0 capacity now, but the camera is currently rebooting. Now the camera has rebooted and I've navigated back to the same page and same tab. Now I also want to make sure that read write is selected. That's the mode. And if you did need to remove the camera while it was still powered, this is what this hot swap button is. And this over here is an indication that it is recording. If I click on this refresh button here, not the browser refresh button, just this button here, I should see a change, and I do, as you see. It's an indication that it is recording. Now the next thing we need to do is go to record control, which is the next tab down. Now the disk full should be on overwrite because we want to keep on overwriting. You might have a different need, but that should be what it's selected at most times, overwrite. And currently the recording is actually off. So we want to put on auto, so it will record. And I want to record mainstream. I can either record main or sub. Remember, substream only has a maximum resolution of D1. So I'll leave it on mainstream, press save. And that is now recording. Now we'll give it a few minutes and then we'll look at some footage in Freedom to see if it's actually working correctly. So I'll just wait a few minutes. Okay, I'm back in Freedom. Now I'm going to navigate to the playback section by clicking this green icon down here to enter playback. Okay, there's Freedom Playback. I'll click on the plus sign and expose the camera node under that. I'll tick that box and click search and search selected date, which is by default the date today. And you can see this bit of green down here, and it is playing in the window, so that works fine. It's now working and recording. That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching.